Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, March 4th, at 3:27 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 759 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Fish guitarist who found substance abuse treatment center. The science behind frozen wind turbines, and how to keep them spinning through the winter. Psaki won't give Trump WH credit for vaccine plan. Pastor tells women to look pretty or husbands will stray in sermon to Missouri church. Tsunami watch in Hawaii following significant earthquake in Pacific. No business wearing this uniform, Dallas cop charged with orchestrating two murders. Invasive species found in common aquarium plants could wreak havoc, officials say. Kamala Harris breaks tie as Senate proceeds with lengthy debate on COVID relief bill. Trump inadvertently boosts Biden's stimulus messaging with another statement raging against McConnell. A New Orleans police officer groomed and raped a 14-year-old girl he was assigned to take to a rape kit exam, a lawsuit alleges. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. FEMA sites, Publix, CVS and Walmart vaccinating Florida teachers of all ages, west to Orlando. Do not stay at home, tsunami warning for parts of New Zealand after 8.1 magnitude earthquake, CNN. Not fair, man who put feet on Pelosi's desk has outburst at court hearing for Capitol riot, NBC News. New Iran headache for Biden as dissident group claims to have uncovered another nuclear site, Fox News. Republican Senator Ron Johnson forces Senate to read all 628 pages of Biden's COVID bill aloud, USA Today. Dow slumps nearly 350 points as bond yields climb on polls inflation remarks, USA Today. Biden supports making a temporary $3,000 payment to parents in the stimulus bill permanent going forward, Business Insider. First case of COVID-19 South African variant detected in Maine, WMTW Portland. OPEC and allies keep oil production steady as Saudi Arabia urges caution, NPR. Capitol Police request extension of National Guard to protect Congress, defense officials say, The Washington Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Officer knelt on George Floyd's neck for at least 9 minutes, prosecutors say. Investigating Meghan, keep that same energy for Prince Andrew, people say. For many rioters, the Capitol insurrection was a family affair. Johnson & Johnson vaccine could be a game-changer for homeless people. Why you shouldn't travel abroad anytime soon, even if it seems okay. Mississippi governor to sign bill to ban transgender athletes from women's sports. Great apes at San Diego Zoo become first of their kind to receive COVID-19 vaccine. Senator Marsha Blackburn, Neanderthal thinking in COVID-19 fight is good, actually. Shaquille O'Neal gets slammed through tables in pro wrestling return. Senate advances $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill despite GOP opposition. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Homecoming for girl burned in fire pit accident. Good Samaritan saved deer that fell through ice. St. Louis is hotbed for designer games. Man arrested after reportedly toppling gravestones. Group plans to build new home for storm victim. Families reunited, nursing home restrictions eased. Man spent decades perfecting luge in his yard. Mom of 5 in coma after family contracts COVID-19. Rideshare driver says she was carjacked, attacked by 14-year-old girl. Woman kidnapped, raped and left on side of road. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. 32 rescued from sinking fishing boat, every moment counts. In run-up to Oprah's interview with Harry and Meghan, royal accusations fly. Dallas police officer charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Join us for a conversation with the lead nurse of a COVID ICU on Instagram Live. Stocks tumble for third day as Powell urges patience, Hive updates. Daily distortions, another QAnon deadline passes, with little fanfare. Capitol Police head asks lawmakers to help extend National Guard deployment. Fed Chair Powell offered a patient message, markets quivered anyway. Boxer Claressa Shields says sexism holds her back. Dr. Seuss books are pulled, and a cancel culture controversy erupts. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Coming to America star Eddie Murphy says he's returning to stand-up comedy when the pandemic is over. LeBron James, NBA star silent on Chinese court ruling homosexuality possible mental disorder. China has closing window of opportunity to reach its geopolitical goals, Gordon Chang. Universal Hollywood reopening with food, shopping event after Disney announces similar experience. Aaron Rodgers talks Shailene Woodley engagement, it's the best thing that's happened to me in the last year. WHO halts interim report on coronavirus origins amid growing pushback. Meghan Markle was allegedly livid after Palisades sent back designer freebies, report. 2021 CAA Men's Basketball Tournament, matchups, players to know and more. Once jailed Texas salon owner slams Abbott's reopening as too little, too late. Another pizza-loving squirrel caught eating in a tree adds to growing documented incidents. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, March 4th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. CBS Sports 2 air HBCU All-Star Game beginning 2022 in New Orleans. Mike Milden and Jackson Rowe on Paramount Plus as For Heaven's Sake, it's true crime that you haven't seen before. Stimulus check latest, when could you see another economic relief payment? Basketball star Jeremy Lin speaks out about attacks on Asian Americans, racism on court. Animal rescue organizations say pandemic has changed their industry for the better. Julie Gentry and Andre Cuomo get real about the real world homecoming, New York, we are a family, we handle tough conversations. Bill would require California retailers to have gender-neutral sections, violators face fines. List, Paramount Plus launches offering over 30,000 episodes and movies plus live news and sports. Doctor shares hidden dangers of iPhone 12 for people with pacemakers. NCAA bracketology, University of Illinois, Michigan likely number 1 seeds, according to CBS Sports. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Rupert Everett admits he was scared shitless during the AIDS crisis. Meghan blamed Kate and Camilla for leaking stories to the press about her. New Zealand, North Island 8.1 magnitude earthquake sparks tsunami warning near Tarawa. Meghan claims she is victim of palace conspiracy, but Richard K. reveals truth is more tantalizing. Hilaria Baldwin finally opens up about welcoming baby Luca just 6 months after birth of son Edu. Mark Wright's Uncle Edward dies after 8-week battle with COVID. Boris Johnson fears Carrie Simon's No 10 makeover may cost $200,000. EU threatens legal action and possible fines in border row. The business behind Harry and Meghan CBS special with Oprah. Nicki Minaj and her sex offender husband accused of harassing rape victim. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Why hasn't Biden reversed one of Trump's most controversial sanctions orders? Fake coronavirus vaccine seizures in several countries are tip of the iceberg, Interpol warns. 4 cats saved from sinking ship by Thai sailor who swam to save them. Meghan says royal family cannot expect her silence if palace is perpetuating falsehoods. After marathon bail hearings, Hong Kong pro-democracy activists find themselves back in detention. Yemen's Houthis claim missile attack on Saudi oil facility. Most coronavirus deaths have occurred in countries where majority of adults are overweight. He told the world about his brutal torture in Syria, then, mysteriously, he went back. How future generations will judge humanity's performance against the coronavirus. A precious metal that costs 15 times more than gold is driving a surge in thefts of catalytic converters. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Kamala Harris breaks Senate tie to begin COVID relief package debate, live. Coronavirus live, 4 stillbirths in Ireland potentially linked to COVID-19, UK investigates new variant. Chelsea's Mount condemns Liverpool to historic 5th Anfield loss in a row. Roethlisberger takes reported $5 pay cut to return for 18 Steelers season. Evacuation order issued for New Zealand's North Island following earthquakes and tsunami alert. The U.S. government has always given native Hawaiians a raw deal, it still does. Kia mail. Tottenham front 4 set up victory as Fulham left to rue harsh handball. Chaos walking review, cursed Ye adaptation stumbles into view. Coming to America review, Eddie Murphy comes up gasping for air. Tiger Woods unable to remember driving on day of crash, police say. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Powerful earthquake hits off northeast coast of New Zealand. Businesses double down on mask requirements despite states lifting mandates. Senate takes up COVID-19 relief package as GOP aims to block passage. GOP state lawmakers seek to nullify federal gun limits. Mom says schools should let kids retake tests, especially amid pandemic. Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett delivers first opinion. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID, Italy blocks AstraZeneca vaccine shipment to Australia. New Zealand earthquakes, tsunami warnings raised after series of quakes. Myanmar coup, everything will be okay, teenage protester mourned. U.S. Capitol Police warn of possible militia plot to breach Congress. Coronavirus, hairdressers reopen in the Netherlands. Nigeria kidnapping, frees Zamfara schoolgirl keen to return to school. South Africa crocodiles, hunt on after mass escape in Western Cape. Brexit, storm-owned leaders at odds over UK-EU protocol row. Operation finds 150 missing children in Tennessee. Hong Kong activists, 15 of 47 granted bail but remain detained pending appeal. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Dark realities of our immigration struggle, Mexican, Guatemalan victims of deadly California crash remain hospitalized. U.S. supports Iran's MTG with UN technical experts. Long lines in Florida amid new vaccine approvals. Democrats under scrutiny after Cuomo scandal. Nicole Beharie on Gotham Award win, The Blessing of Sleepy Hollow. George Floyd's brutal death sparked a racial justice reckoning. One officer involved goes on trial this month. What you should know. More vaccine set for hard-hit California sectors. Apophis, massive god of chaos asteroid, hasn't doomed Earth, yet. Dallas police officer charged in 2017 killings. AP Top Stories March 4th p. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. 16 gas stations for 60,000 people, that's enough, Petaluma says. How to get a COVID-19 vaccine in Orange County. Tsunami watch ordered in Hawaii after 8.1 New Zealand quake, impact on California under review. Railroad worker crushed to death between two trains in La Mirada, authorities say. SUV slams into Brentwood homeless encampment, injuring 3. Rose Parade will return in 2022, organizers say. California is dramatically changing who gets the COVID-19 vaccine, what you need to know. Column, a Mexican cultural center welcomed homeless people, then came the fines. Universal Studios Hollywood to reopen with a food and shopping event. Los Angeles teen derecho a una federal para ubicar a personas sin techo on huddles, no la ha solicitado. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, March 4th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Scotland would fare better outside the UK, more than 2/3 of Scots say. Brazil's president is a global health threat. Tsunami warning for islands in the Pacific after New Zealand earthquakes. Khashoggi's fiancé criticizes lack of action against Saudi crown prince. Judge refuses to name fame-craving incel killer as she convicts him of 10 murders. Romania to ban Chinese companies from big infrastructure projects. 17% of the food available to consumers worldwide in 2019, almost 1 billion tons, was thrown away by households, retailers, institutions and the hospitality industry, far more than previously suspected, the UN said. The scale of the problem is just huge. COVID deaths high in countries with more overweight people, says report. Nearly 1 in 5 Chinese Australians threatened or attacked in past year, survey finds. U.S. decision not to punish Crown Prince puts us in grave danger, Saudi exiles say. Dissidents decry lack of sanctions for Mohammed bin Salman over Khashoggi killing and warn of permanent impunity for Saudi heir. 17% of food production globally wasted, UN report estimates. First tsunami waves hit NZ after 7.3 m earthquake off the North Island. Trudeau says China invented charges for Canadian detainees after Meng's arrest. The majority of France would legalize recreational cannabis. Smugglers throw migrants overboard, at least 20 are feared drowned. The next headlines are from Forbes. Connecticut lifting all COVID-19 capacity restrictions on businesses including restaurants and gyms. Les Miles banned from contacting female LSU students after 2013 sexual harassment investigation. Examining the dangers of enlightenment in a stray podcast from iHeartMedia. Most New Yorkers don't want Cuomo to resign, poll finds, but also don't want him re-elected. Texas state senator files bill to keep cities like Austin from defunding the police. Dave Portnoy's buzzy social media ETF, what you really need to know. Gun sales double for Smith & Wesson. Texas Governor Abbott says he won't test migrants for COVID, but the state is already helping. Why was help delayed during Capitol attack? Here are the key discrepancies in the timelines of top security officials. How Roosevelt could deliver Harmar superstar his first big chart success. The next headlines are from Nature.com. U.S. Health Agency will invest $1 billion to investigate long COVID. An antibody joins forces with a pancreas to delay diabetes. Russia, scientists petition to end political persecution. Sequence data, expand comprehensive access. COVID research updates. A new viral variant hits a COVID-ravaged city. How long should a conversation last? The people involved haven't a clue. Microbial makers help humans to build tough stuff. Robo-writers, the rise and risks of language-generating AI. Daily briefing, scientists want virtual conferences to stay. Climate-driven flyway changes and memory-based long-distance migration. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,689,873,739 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Shooting at El Paso in Beverly Hills leaves one wounded. Stop AAPI hate, industry heavyweights, activists on Hollywood's responsibility. Impeachment, American Crime Story casts Edie Falco as Hillary Clinton. Music industry moves, Quavo inks with Scooter Brown, BMI names Jesus Gonzalez VP, We ups Elsa Vivero. Pixie Review, in Ireland, they've seen too many Tarantino movies, too. NBC drama series La Brea adds 4 to cast, including Night Shift and Chicago PD alums. IMAX revenues get lift from China movie-going revival, but COVID-19 takes a toll. Sun Review, parenting is hard when your child is from Hades. Megan Thee Stallion partners with NACC, Rep Sheila Jackson Lee to help rebuild Houston. YouTube will reinstate Donald Trump's channel after risk of violence has decreased, CEO says. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Democrats tweak COVID-19 relief package in hopes of speedy Senate approval. Ghana greets historic vaccine delivery with a dose of skepticism. OPEC and allies keep oil production steady as Saudi Arabia urges caution. Supreme Court makes it harder for undocumented immigrants to fight deportation. The movie industry holds its breath as New York reopens theaters. A former police chief in MD was a serial arsonist, authorities say. Trump's deal to end war in Afghanistan leaves Biden with a terrible situation. How China's massive corruption crackdown snares entrepreneurs across the country. Empty desks at UN represent millions of children who have missed school in pandemic. California program giving $500 no strings attached stipends pays off, study finds. The following headlines are from The Week. Only 21% of New York Democrats want Cuomo to resign. The Daily Gossip, Paul Bettany might have spoiled the big WandaVision cameo, Chris Harrison refuses to resign from The Bachelor, and more. YouTube boss, Trump can have his account back after risk of violence is decreased. The week's good news, March 4, 2021. GOP Senator Marsha Blackburn is now on TV championing Neanderthals. Why the Dr. Seuss cancellation is chilling. U.S. birth rates plunged in 2020, a sure sign things are not going well for a lot of people. WandaVision's Paul Bettany confirms he was trolling Marvel fans about highly anticipated cameo. Trump wants revenge on Alaska's Senator Murkowski. His advisors think he won't follow through because the flight is too long. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The Texas Public Utility Commission's revolving door between industry and regulator. Lone Star, The Great Freeze. Who's going to take responsibility for air pollution in Texas? The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. UW La Crosse professor creates My Nuclear Life podcast, exploring the intersection of nuclear science and society. The following headlines are from the NASA Mars Exploration Program. NASA awards Mars Ascent Propulsion System contract for sample return. NASA to provide update on Perseverance first since Mars landing. The next headlines are from Universe Today. China Super Heavy Lift rocket will carry 100 tons to the moon. Mining water and metal from the moon at the same time. NASA invests in a plan to build landing pads and other structures on the moon out of regolith. The Mars helicopter could charge up the atmosphere around itself as it flies. SpaceX's Starship prototype flies high and sticks the landing. New perspective of Jezero crater shows the path Perseverance could use to navigate. What happens if Perseverance finds life on Mars? Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope could get a starshade of its own. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, March 4th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Large earthquakes rock New Zealand, tsunami warnings issued. Astronomers spy a nearby, blazing hot super-Earth. Moon and Star and Terry's morning of March 5, 2021. Asteroid Apophis flies by this week. You can watch online. Watch International Space Station Spacewalk March 5. Giant iceberg breaks off Brunt ice shelf in Antarctica. Earlier spring snowmelt in Alps threatens microbes in soil. Photographs of historic Mars and Pleiades conjunction. Closest Mars-Pleiades conjunction until 2038. Asteroid dust in Chicxulub crater seals deal on dino extinction. The next news is from Politico. UK's new Brexit man makes his mark with Northern Ireland row. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Biden's first 100 days. Q poll, most New Yorkers don't want Cuomo to resign. RGA looking to tie Cuomo, Murphy together on nursing homes. YouTube CEO, Trump to be reinstated once risk of violence passes. Scores of political groups sidestepped Facebook's ad ban. GOP pushes Murkowski to stay in line against Biden's COVID bill. AFL-CIO to explore taking a stance on eliminating filibuster. Granholm, Doe's big clean energy spending to come with strings attached. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Young woman stabbed by masked stranger in Huntingdale. Milestone moment at NSW Health approves first full capacity performances. Chelsea condemn Liverpool to worst losing run in club history. Woman fends off face mask wearing intruders who slashed man with machete. Like a big flamethrower, hit-run driver overtook 8 cars before fiery crash. Tsunami warning issued after 3 powerful earthquakes strike New Zealand. The end of free wine tastings, how COVID changed WA cellar doors. Race-by-race tips and preview for Newcastle on Friday. Nasdaq on cusp of correction as Fed chief rattles Wall Street. I'm worried about her son, Pablo Picasso. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Market Extra, 5 reasons why negative repo rates are different than the last overnight funding crisis. WandaVision season finale, what time does it start streaming on Disney+? Commodities Corner, gasoline prices may hit highest levels since 2014 as OPEC Plus keeps oil output cuts, report. The Margin, Dr. Seuss is not cancelled, but 6 of his books are being shelved over racist images. Personal Finance Daily, fewer Americans will get a stimulus check this time around, here's exactly how many, and mortgage rates soar above 3%, how high can they go before they scare off home buyers? Keywords, Andrew Yang says the thought of Goldman Sachs opening a Tampa office is depressing. Capital Report, seafood processors, tourism get more money in stimulus package, in bid to reach Alaska Republican Senator Murkowski. Earnings results, Gap sales miss estimates due to pandemic closures and restrictions. The margin, eBay will delist banned Dr. Seuss books being resold for thousands of dollars. The margin, JAMA apologizes and deletes tweet that questioned racism in medicine. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Arizona State University, 22 patents, 2 researchers, 1 University Phoenix, AZ Patch, Patch.com. Massive jury verdict for VLSI set stage for efficient infringement debate, IPWatchdog.com. Apple faces dubious Federal Circuit on patent ownership argument, Bloomberg Law. Sterling Elliott problem-solving inventor the citizen, Ortonville citizen. Pandemic inspires dental safety research and innovation at MUSC, Mirage News. Antitrust Commission opens formal investigation, Teva, EU News. Sony patents a banana as a possible PlayStation 5 controller, Gizmo China. The use of artificial intelligence in life sciences and the protection of the IP rights, Lixology. Rosatom allocates funds for innovative projects, nuclear engineering. Full court to hear another appeal over computer-implemented invention, Lawyerly. The next headlines are from Quartz. Your next wave COVID-19 vaccine questions, answered by an expert. Why the Norwegian krone could be the world's first global currency. WandaVision is a reminder not all TV needs to be binged. What is the social cost of carbon? The economics driving Canada's Buttergate. Here are the homegrown competitors facing Spotify in Africa. Internet connectivity in Africa just got a major boost. Space business, culture wars. Capital threat, overpaid CEOs, 2 legit zebrafish. Indian IT isn't hung up on the H-1B visa. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Arizona moves forward with law to force Google and Apple to open up payments in app stores. U.S. Navy on the hook for pirating German company's software. Federal legislators take another run at ending qualified immunity. Daily Deal, Ivanka T1 Bluetooth wireless earbuds. Central Intelligence Agency to FOIA requester, assassination attempts are illegal, so of course we don't have any records about our legal assassination attempts. AT&T spins off DirecTV after losing billions on its TV dreams. How the third-party cookie crumbles, tracking and privacy online get a rethink. Another game developer DMCA's its own game in dispute with publisher. Content moderation case study, decentralized social media platform Mastodon deals with an influx of Gab users, 2019. Court tells government it cannot hide behind its third-party DNA analysis vendor to withhold evidence. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Ben Roethlisberger. Space Jam 2. Liverpool. Jerome Powell. Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth. New Zealand earthquake. T.J. McConnell. Sheck. Jackie Bradley Jr. Mitch McConnell. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Tuchel makes it 10, Chelsea's run goes on as Premier League champions. Liverpool lose 5 in a row at home for the first time ever. Iraq approves Russian-made Sputnik V coronavirus vaccine. Watch, people flee to higher ground, boats rush to safer waters after New Zealand says tsunami evacuation overrides COVID alert. People deserve to have choice, Russia open to supplying Sputnik V to EU but doesn't insist on it, vaccine funder to RT. eBay to remove Dr. Seuss books over hate and discrimination, but you can still buy Mein Kampf there. Academic intolerance on the rise, study finds, highlighting growth of wokeness in younger scholars. Stop murdering and jailing protesters, UN rights chief condemns Myanmar bloodshed amid rising death toll under military coup. Tsunami watch for Hawaii and Samoa lifted after series of powerful quakes strike New Zealand, triggering evacuations. YouTube CEO says we'll lift suspension on Trump's channel when we determine the risk of violence is decreased. Black teen calls 911 on self, claims racial profiling, feared he could be in a similar situation as George Floyd. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. The Fed will need more than words to keep the bubble inflated. Full throttle correction, tumbling nickel prices lead sudden industrial metal slump. Job creation, not a $15 minimum wage, will reduce poverty. New Yorkers are fleeing to this small town. 1,600 immigrants arrested over 3 days in single Texas border sector, official. Senators prepare for a long weekend of debate on stimulus package. Health experts, obesity fueling vastly higher COVID death toll. Powell plunges markets into disorder. As prices explode, when will the clueless Fed finally turn hawkish? LA Teachers Union under fire for effort to racially classify critics. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Meta Morris to the U.S., a long journey across a short bridge. U.S. debt projected to balloon to more than double GDP by 2051. Myanmar coup leaders try draining $1 billion from U.S. account, sources. U.S. Senate takes up massive COVID-19 rescue bill. U.S. stocks close lower amid inflation, volatility concerns. 15 rights groups urge Biden to address Bahrain abuses. Huge shock, Greek survey destruction after major quake. Alabama extends mask mandate as other U.S. states lift restrictions. Will ICC probe into Palestinian territories achieve anything? Senegal clashes kill one after opposition leader arrested. The next headlines are from Breitbart. eBay to ban 6 Dr. Seuss books for violating offensive material policy. Pelosi praises H.R. 1 as means to curb misinformation on climate change, gun control. Hillary Clinton, Democrats' election transformation bill is once-in-a-generation opportunity. Senate COVID relief bill earmarks $5 million for USDA equity commissions. Utah governor falls in line with Biden, plans to keep mask mandate for now. Jen Psaki defends Joe Biden's Neanderthal comment about Republicans. Dan Crenshaw on possible 2024 bid, it doesn't seem very tempting. 20 attorneys general deem H.R. 1 unconstitutional, it sets alarming mandates. Jen Psaki refuses to credit Donald Trump for setting up coronavirus vaccine distribution. Alabama lawmakers vote 23-4 to protect children from gender reassignment surgery, hormones. The next headlines are from UPI News. Watch, Korean War veterans letters home return to family after 70 years. Look, Florida biologist finds live turtle in stomach of largemouth bass. 15-year-old angler lands 15.32-pound largemouth bass in Texas lake. Look, utility workers find medieval tunnel while relocating a pole in Wales. Watch, Rhode Island man reunited with lost class ring after 47 years. Watch, Australian runs marathon in under 17 hours pulling a 1.6-ton truck. Look, escaped kangaroo captured after 2 days on the loose in Alabama. Kansas 18-year-old wins $25,000 from her first lottery ticket. Watch, Goodwill worker finds $5,000 left in donated jacket pocket. Watch, Egyptian swimmer breaks record with monofin jump. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Owner of Pilot Pete's Coffee has collected 6,000 warm coats for the homeless and delivered them personally with coffee. After a solar-powered car with 1,000-mile range gets 7,000 pre-orders for delivery in 2021. Giant sharks that glow in the dark discovered by scientists who got wise to their camouflage. Heroic sailor dives into choppy seas to save 4 kittens from burning ship. Hot Springs National Park turns 100 today, the oldest protected land in America. Embarrassed student did bad haircut under a hat, then the principal gave him a great new do. Watch. Tree Corps has a green job for you, planting the healing power of trees in low-income neighborhoods. Study shows wild kangaroos can intentionally communicate with humans. Porcelain bowl bought at yard sale for $35 could sell at auction for $500,000. Watch these musicians play instruments carved from ice inside acoustic igloo concert hall. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, March 4th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. KPIX5 reporter robbed at gunpoint while covering car break-ins at San Francisco's Twin Peaks. Feds charge NY neighborhood patrol boss with teen sex crimes. Chipotle partners with cosmetic brand ELF for a burrito and guac-inspired makeup line. Dutch inventor trial screen test for COVID. QAnon shaman begs for leniency, I stopped muffin theft during Capitol riot. BBC apologizes for interviewing an imposter claiming to be Senator Cory Booker. We expect 300,000 fewer births than usual this year. Signs are pointing to a sizable pandemic baby bust in the United States, with implications that will be with us for years to come. California man cited after using mannequin for carpool lane. Japan's gun laws worked so well they need to ban crossbows. Secret medieval tunnel system found by accident. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. NASA figures we've got about 1 billion years before the sun kills us all. League, here's our first look at the Sonos Roam, a $169 Bluetooth speaker. Researchers discover huge security holes in Amazon skills for Alexa. Microsoft brings vertical tabs to Edge and Bing gets better at visual search. The one question every leader should ask themselves. 4 new particles were found at CERN, and they could crack the secrets of nature's laws. Qualcomm's Snapdragon sound solution aims to improve wireless audio on smartphones. Want to add augmented reality to your marketing? Aerial AR now makes it possible. Your company's AI strategy is failing. Here are 3 reasons why. From Google PPC to Facebook ads, this digital marketing mega package covers it all. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Apparent Atlantic warming cycle likely an artifact of climate forcing. Nuclear engineering researchers develop new resilient oxide dispersion strengthened alloy. Less inflammation with the traditional Tanzanian diet than with the Western diet. Cannot solve a riddle? The answer might lie in knowing what doesn't work. Earth has a hot new neighbor, and it's an astronomer's dream. Field study shows icing can cost wind turbines up to 80% of power production. When peeking in your brain may help with mental illness. Factoring in gravitomagnetism could do away with dark matter. Animal aggression depends on rank within social hierarchies. Proteomics analysis identifies potential drug targets for aggressive human cancers. The next headlines are from Information Week. How we'll conduct algorithmic audits in the new economy. Adopting new technologies in a multi-generational workplace. Tech skills, coding languages to boost your salary. Microsoft Satya Nadella talks democratizing tech at Ignite. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, March 4th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Read the violation reports and inspections for Utah's troubled teen treatment centers. Push to redesign Utah flag clears another hurdle. Bill aimed at protecting your privacy from government snooping clears legislature. Governor Spencer Cox says Utahns age 50 and over can sign up for COVID-19 vaccine. Affordable housing, bail reform and COVID-19 endgame on this week's Behind the Headlines. Protesting outside private homes is off limits, Utah legislature decides. Gordon Munson, Donovan, Rudy, Mike and the rest of the Utah Jazz should stop crying and stay focused on winning. Susan R. Metzen, there's no excuse in 2021 for the lack of gender diversity in boardrooms. Salt Lake County Council member claims left won't be happy until there are no males, no females. Eye on the why, what does Bio have to do to win the WCC tournament? The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. iOS 14.5 won't actually let you change a default music service. Programmer got a Minecraft server running on his Canon DSLR. Windows.com bit-splitting hack can wreak unknown havoc on PCs. Oakland bans leaf blowers, trimmers and other lawn equipment that rely on combustion engines. After third large quake near New Zealand, tsunami warning issued, tsunami watch in Hawaii. 3 top Russian cybercrime forums hacked. Chrome switches its release cycle for first time in a decade. Most life on Earth will be killed by lack of oxygen in a billion years. EU sets 2030 target to produce cutting-edge semiconductors. Senators call on FCC to quadruple base high-speed internet speeds. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Tsunami watch cancelled for Hawaii after huge Pacific quake. QAnon shaman says he didn't attack Capitol. St. Louis attorney says he has video to prove it. State Senate bill latest attempt to limit foreign ownership of Missouri farms. Mother who lost a daughter to gun violence receives donated car. More COVID mass vaccination sites coming to St. Louis and Kansas City regions. Peek inside the finished tiered apartment building across from Forest Park. COVID vaccine appointments available at Gateway Convention Center in Collinsville. Governor Parson received second dose of Pfizer COVID vaccine. Capitol Police request 2-month extension of National Guard at U.S. Capitol. Washington University researchers find COVID vaccines may not do enough to fight variants. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Photos, modern hobbit hole hits the market far from Middle-earth. Teen who was wounded in CHP shooting sought by police. Donors needed, local hospitals face critically low blood supply. Police search for gunman after man gets shot near border. Large quakes prompt tsunami warning for Hawaii, but not SoCal. Settlement reached to resume youth sports in California. State lawmakers officially approved $6.6 billion school reopening plan. Healthcare company accused of vaccinating ineligible people for a fee. 2 injured in head-on crash. Subfin sharks return to La Jolla every 3 years in Animal Kingdom first. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. KCPW presents I Spy, real-life spy stories, KCPW. A booming trade in bugs is undermining cybersecurity. Spy agencies have high hopes for AI. China and Russia spying sprees will take years to unpack. The Pink Bike Podcast, Episode 51, Should MTV Media Post Spy Shots, Pink Bike. The female World War II codebreaker who busted Nazi spy rings, history. Former Mossad deputy director blasts Netanyahu for allowing Iran to get stronger on his watch. James Bond, 10 times the henchmen were better than the villains. IDEX Pebble Tracker offers security features, GPS World. Top spy breaks cover to reveal top leak air pick on World Book Day. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. MBDA awarded first contract for new Albatross air defense system. Boeing releases new video of F-15X with its official U.S. Air Force livery. U.S. Army to receive 99 heavy dump trucks from Mac Defense. Numerica develops new 3D radar for counter-unmanned aircraft systems. U.S. Navy orders additional CMV-22B Osprey aircraft in $309 M deal. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Xi Jinping is gaining support from party elites, the numbers say. China to prioritize green development, but will it be enough to peak emissions this decade? Investigation finds no physical or sexual assault before death of Lalamove rider. Truth and Reconciliation, excerpt from the Xinjiang Clubhouse. How close, exactly, were Russia and China to nuclear war? This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, March 4th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Bill would give immunity to drivers who unintentionally hit someone blocking roadway. Latest COVID-19 update in California, Thursday, March 4th. Bay Area ranked as one of the fittest areas in the country. Cliffhouse's decade-old collection of celebrity photos going up for auction. San Franciscans to get $100 reimbursement in swindle trash fees. Horse racing protest shuts down Golden Gate Field's COVID-19 mass vaccination site. When will children be able to get COVID-19 vaccines? Got debt? Then you may be in for some unwelcome tax surprises. Tsunami watch cancelled for Hawaii. Alamo Drafthouse movie theater chain files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy because of pandemic. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Vols hire Eckler to coach outside linebackers, special teams. Law enforcement grapples with U.S. Capitol security after plot. Powerful quake hits off New Zealand, prompting evacuations. Liverpool in crisis after 1-0 loss to Chelsea in EPL. Alderson, some of our players aren't defensive geniuses. Mount Prospect disciplines 3 police officers for misconduct in escape investigation. 4-cent per gallon fuel tax to be considered in Lake County. Man arrested in Gurney armed robbery now charged in Beach Park double murder. Des Plaines mass vaccination site to open Friday. 1 dead, 2 injured in fiery crash on I-88 in Lisle. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Facebook to reopen Seattle offices for employees at 10% capacity. Closures on First Avenue, South Bridge begin Friday, more travel headaches for West Seattle drivers. Report, in January these cars, trucks stayed on Seattle lots the longest. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 10 km, in, unknown, April 3, 2021, 22:55 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.8 m, depth 10 km, in, unknown, April 3, 2021, 22:33 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in, unknown, April 3, 2021, 22:05 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, March 4th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Texas Governor Greg Abbott responds to criticism over announcement that mask mandate will end. Third stimulus check updates. Senate gears up for marathon effort and push for COVID-19 relief. Senator Sissig's new food truck is a vegan's guilty pleasure. Lake Jackson Sea Center, Texas is fun, educational, and free. 11-year-old Sugar Land girl relies on plasma donations for survival. Powerful quake hits off New Zealand, prompting evacuations. Hawaiian tsunami watch cancelled. Places in Houston where you do and don't have to wear masks after mask mandate lift. Community steps in to help save iconic Black-owned restaurant in Inglewood. Central Jersey Club Women's Club celebrates women's history all year round. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Premier Su praises Taiwan's ranking in Global Freedom Report. Ai Fukuhara apologizes amid divorce rumors with Taiwan husband. Exclamation point, Taiwan bubble milk tea takes the UK by storm. Taiwan white rhino learning Japanese ahead of overseas marriage. Taiwan reports 2 new imported cases, tally at 960. South Jiangxi master unveils key to traditional game. Viewers mistake stunning Mount Fuji photo for inkwash painting. Young Japanese fashionista goes viral for novel way of wearing jacket. Don't miss this Insta-worthy sea of flowers in Taipei. Trans influencer Wang Yao's fake pregnancy breaches law, health authorities. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Leader of Hasidic Safety Patrol faces federal charges for alleged sexual abuse of minor. Extra, why you should be angry about vaccine inequity. To connect more young students, NYC upgrades internet access at 50 New York City Housing Authority centers. After decades of waning influence, NYC Democratic political clubs are relishing the Zoom spotlight. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Original Real World NY cast is getting real all over again. In addition to pandemic revenue losses, Xi'an Famous Foods is also dealing with anti-Asian attacks. NYPD watchdog releases long-awaited database on police misconduct. She felt a draft in her NYC apartment, discovering the source would shake her to her car. With everything streaming, will moviegoers return to NYC theaters for the love of the big screen? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Moderate earthquake 5.2 mag, Kermadec Islands region. Moderate earthquake, 5.6 mag strikes near Kermadec Islands region. Moderate earthquake, 5.8 mag was detected near Kermadec Islands region. Moderate earthquake, 5 mag has occurred near Kermadec Islands region. Moderate earthquake, 5.8 mag has occurred near Kermadec Islands, New Zealand. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag was detected near the Loyalty Islands. Light earthquake, 4.7 mag strikes near Volcano Islands, Japan region. Moderate earthquake, 5.3 mag was detected near Kermadec Islands, New Zealand. Moderate earthquake, 5.5 mag was detected near Kermadec Islands region. Moderate earthquake 5.1 mag, 236 kilometers east by northeast of Gisborne, New Zealand. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. and LT.mp4, International Women's Day, 2021 and LT.mp4, and LT.br&gt, Removing Barriers to Women's Leading Role in African Agriculture. Vaccine passports are controversial, but their technology will bring big benefits to developing countries. International Women's Day, 2021, Gender equality is the roadmap we need to overcome our most pressing global challenges. Fantasy turned nightmare for human trafficking survivor who is now thriving in the U.S. Another COVID-19 threat, healthcare workers under attack. International Women's Day, 2021, Women in Leadership Positions, An Economist's View of International Women's Day. International Women's Day, 2021, The Problem of the Respectable International Women's Day, An Appeal for Good Trouble. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Police departments use Citigraph to surveil everyone, even school kids. FBI admits no firearms were seized during Capitol insurrection, only shot fired was cop killing Ashley Babbitt. Earth greened 10% and Sahara shrinked 700,000 SQKMS this century, says NASA Vegetation Index data. Home invasions, all the ways the government can lay siege to your property. NY testing COVID passport. New York State legislators to strip Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo of emergency powers amid scandals. Unreleased federal report concludes no evidence that free speech online causes hate crimes. North and South Dakota state legislatures pass bills to invalidate all unconstitutional Biden orders. Canada's quarantine hotels backfire as people starved. Largely unmonitored injection of billions fueled runaway corruption in war-torn Afghanistan, report. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Paramount Pictures insist on casting a white actor in Coming to America? Powerful earthquake hits off New Zealand, triggering tsunami warnings. Did Marjorie Taylor Greene call Capitol metal detectors a form of voter suppression? Alabama Governor Kay Ivey extends face mask mandate. Did Adolf Harpo Marx change his name because of Hitler? Audit finds major gaps in U.S. bioweapons detection system. Is this a mugshot of Tim Allen after a cocaine arrest? Was Trump quietly sworn in as POTUS under sovereign law? Is Biden's Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack a vegan? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Report, 10 aides ready to testify in Meghan Markle bullying investigation. GLAAD says major news outlet failed in coverage of Equality Act. West Virginia Gov slams Texas reopening as performative macho thing. Feds charge Brooklyn neighborhood patrol boss with teen sex crimes. Ex-Fox News women slam Jesse Waters for victim-blaming Cuomo harassment accusers. Father beheads daughter in one of the most dangerous places for women. Fundraiser for undocumented Boogaloo boy goes splat. GOP Senator Blackburn defends Neanderthal thinking. Actually, they are resilient. The same hate that targeted Muslims is turning on Asian Americans now. The next headlines are from the New York Post. I-5 strangler Roger Kidd choked to death in prison, autopsy. Bryson DeChambeau thrills at Arnold Palmer even without Herculean drive. Vanderpump Rules filming is still on hold. Police union seeks to intervene in federal suit against NYPD. Does Paramount Plus have live TV? The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Watch SpaceX's SN-10 Starship prototype safely lands, then explodes. Raindrops on other worlds are surprisingly like our own. Cygnus X1, the black hole that started it all. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. CVS and Walgreens blamed for COVID-19 vaccine issues with nation's oldest and most vulnerable population. With Trump out of office, U.S. rejoins Paris Climate Accord. UK warns a second national lockdown may be needed as COVID-19 cases rise. Alabama governor sets end date for face mask mandate. Zambia among sub-Saharan African countries that have not yet received any vaccines. Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine could soon join fight against pandemic. Nurse practitioner discusses expected CDC guidance for people who've been vaccinated. Humans, not nature, may be changing Atlantic hurricane cycles. Biden criticizes states for lifting mask mandates. Johnson & Johnson begins rolling out nearly 4 million coronavirus vaccine doses. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. NYC landmark voting rights bill could pave way for ranked choice voting nationwide. Brutal Myanmar killings bring calls for action. Vancouver cops who took photos with body given desk jobs. Derek Chauvin murder trial jury expected to hear he knelt on George Floyd's neck 9 minutes. Battle brewing as NY Dems plan to amend Cuomo COVID executive powers. Jamal Khashoggi's fiancé wants world leaders to cut ties with Saudi crown prince. Nobody cares, Trump lashes out at Republican push to purge him from the party. Mississippi governor says he will sign bill targeting transgender student athletes. New Orleans teen linked to nearly 60 crimes, including armed robbery. De Blasio compares Cuomo to Trump, denounces Gov's comments that NYC is teetering. The following headlines are from military.com. VA must balance growing use of private care and maintaining own facilities, Secretary says. Republicans pounce on Biden's pick to run Department of Defense policy over his mean tweets. Military reviewing request to keep guard troops in D.C. another 2 months. Exposure to blasts in war and training may increase risk of Alzheimer's in troops, study finds. COVID travel restrictions now lifted at half of U.S. military bases. Police request 60-day extension of guard at U.S. Capitol. Sailor killed in military vehicle crash remembered for loving his work, helping others. National Guard won't cut ties with contractor that served undercooked food, sickening troops. Navy debunks top 10 COVID-19 vaccine myths. Marine Corps gets rid of male-only underwear allowance after review. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. After initial glitches, thousands register for COVID-19 mass vaccination site at United Center, officials say. Homan Square resident charged with killing man visiting Chicago for his brother's funeral on Valentine's Day. Corrections and clarifications. 17-year-old charged with murder of 2 men in 2019 shooting in East Garfield Park neighborhood. Chicago statues reviewed. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, vaccine appointment site flooded as United Center registration opens. 1,740 new cases and 42 deaths reported as state nears 3 million doses administered. CPS proposes starting classes in August, citing learning loss from COVID-19 disruptions. District also begins union talks to bring high school students back. Here's what you need to know about COVID-19 vaccines in Illinois. In electing U.S. Rep. Robin Kelly to succeed Michael Madigan as state party chair, Illinois Democrats make a move to decentralize power. Column, Chicago's polar plunge is another pandemic casualty, but Special Olympics supporters are finding other ways to douse themselves in frigid water. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Federal investment in small businesses could revive economy after the pandemic. Twist optics, a new way to control optical nonlinearity. Study aims to help governments maximize profits from oil and gas auctions. COVID-19 pandemic has increased loneliness and other social issues, especially for women. A parental paradox for Black girls in the justice system. Latinos, Blacks less swayed by college-bound friends. Galapagos Island gets 36 endangered giant tortoises. Recommended for you, role, impact of tools behind automated product picks explored. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, March 4th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Who built Teotihuacan, one of the largest and most impressive ancient cities in Mesoamerica? The health dangers of chronic dehydration. The future of Bluetooth hearing aids, how Li Audio will revolutionize the way you hear the world. Identical twins, just how genetically alike are they? Genghis Khan didn't bring down Central Asia's medieval river civilizations, but climate change did. There is an eruption brewing in Iceland, and it may start soon. NASA keeps hiding Easter eggs on Mars-bound spacecraft. Raindrops on other planets are surprisingly like our own. Best CBD oil for pain relief. 7 top-rated CBD oil product reviews 2020. 10 best magnesium supplements for leg cramps. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. The Mariners should go after Theo Epstein to clean up the mess they made. Attorneys' lawsuit against Seattle's Union Gospel Mission over anti-child hiring policy will be re-examined, WA Supreme Court rules. Why the Seahawks released Josh Gordon even though he was set to be a free agent anyway. Camping World helps cash-strapped teams make it to Las Vegas. Biden lauds NASA team for giving U.S. dose of confidence. Boone discharged from hospital, day after getting pacemaker. Coming off victory, Nelly Korda shares the lead on LPGA Tour. Athletic beats Levant, will play in consecutive Copa finals. Braves Max Fried scratched due to potential COVID exposure. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. U.S. demands Myanmar release protesters, journalists. SF Giants beat White Sox, Alex Wood praises Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, Darren Ruff stand out. Alabama governor extends mask mandate, but only so far. Living with pets, help your older pets stay comfortable at home. Dallas police officer charged in 2 slayings. Return of California indoor prep sports, what coaches, athletes, officials are saying. Senate begins consideration of $1.9 trillion relief bill. Court upholds gang shooting, street terrorism convictions in Richmond case. COVID, California lawmakers pass school reopening bill. COVID, Fauci sets the record straight on 1 or 2 doses of Pfizer, Moderna vaccines. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. WA vaccine eligibility to expand to more groups on March 22. Suspected Proud Boy arrested for harassment of researcher. Schools can opt for remote learning during inclement weather. Judge questions Arizona's approach and deal over prison care. Judge dismisses lawsuit over slave portraits at Harvard. Republican chatter to challenge Ford for Attorney General. University of Virginia cancels May graduation amid pandemic. Kentucky lawmakers set deadline for schools to reopen. Canada lawyer says Trump comments shouldn't halt extradition. Indicted lawmaker introduces bills for government accountability. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Socialist legislators want to impeach Cuomo for abuses of power. An absolutely crucial voting reform measure just passed the House. What's next? Mitch McConnell working with Kentucky legislature on Senate exit strategy. Verizon's NFL COVID-19 screening cameras are based on bad science and questionable Chinese hardware. Drug lobby asks Biden to punish foreign countries pushing for low-cost vaccines. Donald Trump's Gab account uses an email address belonging to the extremist platform's CEO. The life and death of an anti-fascist. Why did police never solve the murder of a prominent Portland anti-fascist? This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, March 4th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. First wearable device can monitor jaundice-causing bilirubin in vitals in newborns. Rapid new automated genomic screening stamps out crop disease. Researchers successfully determine annual changes in genetic ancestry within Finland. Performance of methane conversion solid catalyst is predicted by theoretical calculation. Research contributes to understanding of hypersonic flow. Magnetic whirls in confined spaces. Porous crystal guides reaction to transform CO2. Culturally tailored intervention boosts safe sex, reduces drinking among young black women. Scientists explore the action mechanism of a new antibiotic. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Lightfoot explains why she stalled civilian police review. Cubs Rowan slowly getting back to baseball activities. Power spin-off starring Joseph Sikora now filming in Chicago. Thursday's high school basketball scores. 60-degree temperatures expected next week after unusually cold, snowy February. Mark Giangreco doesn't deserve to go out like this. Man charged with murder after he allegedly left phone at crime scene. New program brings COVID-19 vaccine to homebound Chicagoans. Third alleged gunman charged in East Garfield Park double murder. Maywood employee charged with scamming citizen out of $10,000. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Missouri sheriff says female inmate smuggled tiny gun into jail and body cavity. Transgender youth speak against Missouri proposal to restrict sports teams by gender. Metro East man wanted in despicable cemetery crime spree. The Gin Room's Natasha Baramy has been inducted into the Gin Hall of Fame. Shot chasers, confessions of a vaccine shooter. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Michigan House bills would subject governor, lawmakers to FOIA, but don't count on it. Southwest Detroit's A-grade deli is for sale, and it has nothing to do with the pandemic. Beverly McDonald, Warrior for Justice, 1930 to 2021. Michigan communities with recreational marijuana dispensaries to split $10 min tax revenue. Producer responds to King of Farmington with King of Southfield. Major Michigan tool Tim Allen likes that President Trump pissed people off, hates paying taxes. Dan Gilbert is now the world's 16th richest man after his net worth skyrocketed by $25 billion on Tuesday. Environmentalists warn AK Steel of impending lawsuit for exceeding air pollution limits. County commissioner violated campaign law by wearing Trump hat at public meeting, state rules. California psychics, safe or scam psychic reading site? You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, March 4th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. The COVID vaccine's extraordinarily music-free playlist. Dear Yankees, Texas does not deserve this. Could Hard Knocks this summer be a Houston Texans nightmare? Upcoming Houston food events, Taco Tuesday and Banh Mi for a Cause. As the rotation goes, so will go the Astros. Best virtual bets, Art Heist, Beethoven, and Crazy Rich Asians. Texas teachers and school staff now vaccine eligible thanks to nudge from feds. Abbott's decree, Houston restaurants respond. Houston Concert Watch 3/3, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Brandy Clark and more. The Head, trapped on the South Pole and a killer is loose. The next headlines are about world records making news. Michigan versus Michigan State, will this be a bloodbath? The game 730am.com. TNF, Lightfoot, Nugent garner Big 12 top honors, BaylorBears.com. Quebec-based runner posts 1:40 barefoot half marathon to set world record, Canadian Running Magazine. Indianapolis March Madness bracket sets world record, Fox 59. Elite Longevity Hall of Fame, Canadian Running Magazine. UAE, Global Village breaks its 16th world record with vaccination campaign, MENAFN.com. Powerlifter Rachel Torres deadlifts 34.7 kilograms over junior world record in training, bar bend. CJ Albertson Peloton Challenge, ultra runner gets 57 first place spots in Peloton tread classes, runnersworld.com. Swimming World Presents, Takeoff to Tokyo, Olympic rivalries of yesteryear, Swimming World Magazine. Times Union Center opens doors to fans this March, WTMM 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Setting Spotify as a default music app in iOS 14.5 isn't a feature after all. A boy's smelly nose was caused by a BB pellet stuck inside for years. What if Clubhouse, but with state censorship, TikTok owner ByteDance ponders. Someone is hacking the hackers. The water crisis in Mississippi America cannot afford to ignore. The 10 best deals of March 4, 2021. Lawmakers are finally asking the FCC to redefine high-speed broadband. Asteroid Apophis is swinging by this weekend to taunt us. Qualcomm's looking to fix wireless audio with Snapdragon sound. Climate change is killing butterflies in the American West. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Warburton Airfield in Australia at 108.86 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.7 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 74.56 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 59.2 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Meet Maxwell's gambling demon, smart enough to quit while it's ahead. U.S. roads got more dangerous in 2020 even though we stayed at home. Valve scraps revamped Artifact, dumps free, unfinished 2.0 inches version on Steam. Self-driving startups are becoming an endangered species. Apple clarifies iOS default music app feature, and it's not what people thought. Arizona House advances bill targeting Apple, Google mobile app stores. Grab a Nintendo Switch Pro controller for $10 off today. Bit flips when PCs try to reach Windows.com, what could possibly go wrong? 100 megabits per second uploads and downloads should be U.S. broadband standard, senators say. The Realme GT 5G is the world's cheapest Snapdragon 888 phone. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Texas overcharged power companies $16 billion for electricity during winter storm, report. Cop who shot and killed unarmed black man also under review for excessive force on pregnant woman, report. U.S. Senate begins debating and reading COVID relief package. Dems call on FBI to investigate Ron DeSantis and Florida's vaccination system. GOP's faux culture war will win in 2022. Scientists look beyond solar system for traces of life. MAGA senators' attack on Dems' voting rights bill backfires spectacularly, truest thing you have said all year. I'm target number 1, Republican Ron Johnson whines that he's the real victim in Washington attack. Pence blasted by former aide for pushing the big lie that almost got him killed. Feds investigating communications between insurrectionists and GOP members of Congress, CNN. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. You're doing nothing. Judge slams ICE for failing to vaccinate detainees. These GOP governors are trying to distract us from their deadly failures by killing more people. How an island in Washington became a safe refuge for birds, seals, and marty. Without official vaccine guidance, pregnant people are left to do their own research. Biden might reopen a child migrant shelter with the troubling past of sexual abuse allegations. Mississippi is about to ban trans athletes over a hypothetical problem. Lauren Boebert says Equality Act is supremacy of place. Inspector General report says Elaine Chao may have violated federal ethics laws. House cancels March 4th votes thanks to QAnon conspiracy threat. Epidemiologists dive into the battle against vaccine misinformation on Facebook. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Alien super-Earth may offer clues about atmospheres on distant worlds, Reuters. 25 highlights from the Cambridge Festival, Cambridge Independent. Harvard professor alien claims as a service to science, newsroom. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Full text, proteomic analysis of emmetin treatment in neuropathic pain JPR, Dove Medical Press. Using digital devices at an early age is changing the way children see the world, study finds. Modulation of intercolumnar synchronization by endogenous electric fields in cerebral cortex, science advances. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, March 4th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Jeff Ritzmann, husband, father, paranormalist, radio host, artist, musician, in memoriam. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, March 4th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.